Okay. The restoration of the Sharia is something for which every Muslim must long for in his heart. It should never depart from the heart. A world in which the Sharia is not enforced is something munkar. And the Prophet ﷺ said, when you see that which is munkar, then change it with your hand. And if you cannot, then with your tongue. And if you cannot, then with your heart. But if in the heart there is no desire, no longing to bring back the Sharia, then all is lost. All is lost. The Sharia cannot be restored within the embrace of the modern secular state. Not possible. The modern secular state has taken away sovereignty from Allah and placed that sovereignty in the state. That came from Dajjal. That is shirk. And when you go and vote in the elections, you now become a part of that shirk. So those who want to go and vote, go ahead. But when you have to answer on the Day of Judgment, don't say you didn't know. Give all the arguments you want on Judgment Day. But I am not going to go and vote. No, not in an election in a secular state. Rather, the Sharia requires the restoration of the Khilafah. And you can't restore the Khilafah by taking the Islamic movement and transforming it into a political party and then fighting in elections and forming alliances with Tom, Dick and Harry. And you expect you're going to bring back the Khilafah that way? No, that's not possible. Until such time as we can restore the Khilafah and Darul Islam, and knowledge has disappeared to such an extent today, there is such widespread ignorance in the world of Islam today that hardly anyone knows what is Darul Islam today. You know what it is to be a Malaysian citizen and an Egyptian citizen, and you have no problems at all in applying for a visa to perform the Hajj. But if one of the companions of the Prophet ﷺ were to come back today, would he go to a Saudi consulate to apply for a visa to perform the Hajj? That is a pathetic state of ignorance of the subject today. Nobody knows the subject. Until such time as we can restore the Khilafah, how do we deal with the subject of Sharia? The answer is, if you cannot restore Sharia at the macro level, then at least restore it at the micro level. Allah does not call upon you for that which lies beyond your capacity. Ittaqullaha mastata'atum. He says in Suretu Kehf, fear Allah to the extent that you have capacity to do so. And so try to restore the Sharia at the micro level. There's an Imam in Eastern Parkway in Brooklyn, in New York, African American, tall like a coconut tree, powerful man, Imam Ibrahim. And the African American people, if they commit zina, they have no problems in going to the Imam and say, Imam, I committed zina. Yeah. They're not like us. They have that sincerity in their hearts. So they confess, I committed zina. So the Imam will roll up his sleeves. I'm talking about New York, eh? And two of his officers, two of his men will bring you into the masjid, and he'll roll up his sleeve and he'll give you a beating in the masjid. You think Uncle Sam has ever done anything to stop him? No. No. وَمَنْ يَتَّقِ اللَّهَ يَجْعَلْ لَهُ مَخْرَجٍ. Who has fear of Allah in your heart, Allah will open a way for you. So we have said, until such time as the Khilafah is restored and the Sharia is restored, you can't restore Sharia and still remain a member of the United Nations organization. What nonsense is that? You can't have Sharia and you're still a member of the International Monetary Fund, which prohibits the use of gold as money. Dr. Mahathir did not know that. What nonsense is that? How can you restore Sharia when you're under the obligation of all those resolutions of the United Nations which bind you and tie you all around? Until such time as we can restore Khilafah, which in my opinion is Imam al-Mahdi, until that time, what we do is withdraw to the countryside, to Kampung, and there build micro-Islam and enforce Sharia to the extent that we have capacity to do so.